While loop in Java. Now we shall learn about the while loop and its syntax, and how its syntax is different from the for loop that we have discussed in the previous video lesson. Now recall from the previous video lesson that in case of for loop, first of all we have the initialization part. Then here in the initialization part we can declare the variables, as well as we can assign some initial values to the variables. Then we have semicolon. Then we have Boolean expression, testing expression. Now if this expression is true, then the set of statements that we have put under the for loop, they are executed. Then control is transferred to the update part. After making some modifications to the variable or variables, control is again transferred to the Boolean expression. If it evaluates to true, then again these set of statements are followed. Control is transferred back to the update part, then to the Boolean expression, and so on, unless this condition becomes false. So we have three parts here: initialization part, the Boolean expression or the testing expression we can say, and the updation part, and the set of statements that we need to execute on repetition basis, means again and again. Okay, the example of for loop is for int a equals to 1. Here this is the initialization as well as the declaration part. We have declared a variable a of data type integer, and we have assigned 1 to the variable a. Now after that it will go to the conditional part. Now it is true, then it will execute this statement, then it will go to updation part, then again the conditional part, and so on. Now in case of while loop, the initialization as well as the declaration of the variables is done prior to the while loop. Before the while loop, we declare as well as initialize the variables. It means in case of for loop, initialization as well as the Boolean expression as well as the update part were all along with the for loop. But in case of while, initialization is done prior to the before the while loop. The Boolean expression is given here in the while along with the while condition. Boolean expression is given, and the statements that need to be executed again and again, they are given here within the body of the while loop. In addition to these statements, the update part, which is also a statement, that is also given here in the while loop. So initialization is prior to the while loop, then along with the while loop we have the conditional expression, Boolean expression, and the statements are given along with the update statement. Example is, now a is a variable of data type integer. It is declared in this statement, and 1 is initialized to a. It means declaration as well as the initialization is done to the before the while loop. Now here in the while loop we just put the conditional expression, the testing expression, and the statements are given. The statements which need to be executed again and again, they are given within the body of the while loop. And out of these statements, one statement will be update statement, which will update the status of the variable. And the execution goes like a equals to 1 now. Now the current value of a is compared with the condition, that is 1 is less than or equal to 10. It is true. If it is true, then we have a set of statements that need to be executed. So printing the value of a is printed. Then the value of a is modified here within the body of the while loop. So now the value of a will be 2. After modifying the value of a to 2, the control is transferred back to the conditional part Boolean expression. Now again this condition will be checked. Now the value of a is 2, 2 is less than or equal to 10, again it is true, then these statements are again executed, the value of a is printed and the value of a is modified to 3 and so on. Now when the value of a becomes 10 and it is printed, then value of a becomes 11. Now after transferring the control to the conditional part, now 11 is less than or equal to 10. This condition becomes false. If it is false, then these statements are not executed and other statements which are following the while loop, they are executed. These set of statements means the control is taken out of the while loop. So that's how the while loop works. In the next example, we shall cover a Java program where we shall discuss about the output of the program, where in the program some while loop will be used.